You watched the massacre unfold because you were just a few floors above the gunman. In fact, we spoke to you 24 hours ago on the programme. Now you know what you were witnessing at the time. How are you feeling this morning?
I feel horrible. So we didn't sleep very much last night. We were on the floor of the foundation room. They finally let us go at about 9 o'clock. And I do want to thank the hotel. They were very gracious and very sweet to us. But it was a very odd moment when we came down the elevator. The doors opened, and if you've ever been to Vegas, there's lots and lots of people there. There was no one in the entire casino. We walked out to the street behind me. There were no cars. There was no foot traffic. There was just sirens and just flashing lights. And then I looked up because we hadn't seen the actual window where it was, because when this was going on, we did not realize that there was just one shooter. We were told 30 shooters. The Bellagio was under attack. The Flamingo, we thought there was a bomb in the building. And when the SWAT team came into the foundation room with 100 of us there, and they're like, everybody get down, I actually ran out and hid behind a flower pot. I think what's hurt this morning is that we didn't have any idea what was happening as the rest of the country did. But I can remember clearly as we were taking the picture, and I have video of just hearing those pop-pops. That now represents people who were dying or injured. And I finally fell asleep about 7 o'clock this morning for about an hour and a half, and they had the TV on when I woke up. And the number had risen to 500. It's been almost impossible to function. And I appreciate you talking to me, but I have to tell you, this is traumatic.
Yeah, Forbes, of course it's traumatic. It's a shocking thing for everybody caught up in this. So many thousands of lives will have been impacted by what happened. As an American, this is not the first time we've seen a mass shooting. There are more mass shootings in America than any other country in the world. The scale of these massacres appears to be getting worse, from Sandy Hook to the Aurora movie theater massacre to Orlando, the gay nightclub, now this. What is the answer, Forbes, to this? At what point does America say enough?
Well, Piers, I appreciate you kind of taking your stand on guns, but I've got to tell you, when you got a lone person who wants to do anything, you could walk into a grocery store, strapped with a bomb, and blow people up. So the conversation about people and their tensions and what the world is doing and how we don't service people's mental ability, that seems more important to me than just gun control.
But why would you not want to reduce? This guy had 42 guns, Forbes. Now, people will hear you and they think you just survived the worst mass shooting in American history. Why would you not at least want to try and make it harder for people like this guy to have AR-15 semi-automatic rifles?
There should never be semi-automatic rifles. And I'll share something, Piers. I raised a 12-year-old boy from 12 to 20 who was shot and killed in South Central. My husband's best friend was shot in the face at a pharmacy. I'm pretty aware of what guns can do to people, but it's also those people who are doing it. In the first case, it was a gang member who didn't fit in. Second case, it was a guy who was about to be fired inside a pharmacy. I don't know what this man's motive was, and I don't know how many people die every day all around the world. It's not just the guns. What he had was excessive. And since Sandy Hook, no. There's been no semi-automatics. But again, today is not about that for me. I'm not a politician. I am a mom of 2 kids who witnessed firsthand America's greatest tragedy. And when I think about the people down there and I keep hearing the heroic, I hear of first responders. I will tell you, even though the SWAT team freaked us out, they were there in minutes. I mean, they caught this guy. And it was spectacular how they managed to contain the situation as fast as they did. So I feel very blessed that we in this country do those things.
Forbes, I can't imagine. It sounds like you've already been through tragedy in your life, and then yesterday you are now aware of what you witnessed, and of course that is having a massive impact on you. I know that the Mandalay Bay Hotel yesterday put out a call for trained trauma counsellors, because clearly this is going to have an effect not just on those people directly caught up in it, but also those people who witnessed it and who were in the hotel at the time. Our hearts go out to everybody, and I hope that you all get the support that's needed right now.
When you have concert goers and just regular people walking over dead bodies, the stories of heroism is astounding. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who was so conscious in doing this. And let's not, I now went back into the hotels. I'm now being frisked. We're now looking at our bags. We're going to overreact like we always do. Piers, I hope that there's an answer. And maybe it is gun control. And I hope this conversation happens, because this should never, ever happen. But my question to you is, how do you prevent when one guy goes nuts? You need a regulation to drive a car, to do all those things. You don't need a regulation to raise a child and to misraise children. And I think a lot of what we're doing is we've just devalued. We've devalued human life with video games. I watch my son kill people all the time. I would ban those. I would ban violent movies that makes it okay to cut up people and see all that on a regular basis. Those things that fill people's minds so they think they want to do this, I think that's more of a problem than the guns themselves.
I think that's fair, and that's a good point. I think there is a real issue with violent video games and movies, but we have those same violent video games and movies in this country. They have them in Japan, where they have 2 or 3 gun deaths a year. Yeah, but here's my point, Forbes. A lot of countries have the same movies, the same video games, the same crazy people, but they can't get their hands on the killing machines. And that's the difference about America. It is so easy. Nevada has the easiest gun laws in America. If you want to go and get 42 guns like this guy, you just go and buy 42 guns. That's the problem.